Welcome to another magical moon message. This is the Peace Dealer, and this moon transit will effectively transform everything that you know about everything. Closing quincunxes during Aquarius season happen literally once a year. This is a fact. However, this is the first closing quincunx in Aquarius season that involves a completion of a Saturn cycle and Jupiter cycle and, conclusion of a Pluto cycle through Capricorn. And this is going to make you receptive to how, Virgo moon, you or we as a society actually knows Sun in Aquarius anything. Personally, we're taking the charging aspects of your self-realized being, connecting you to your higher celestial self, and this transformation is applying this advanced knowledge to your understanding of your reality. In other words, a lot of you have been psychic since birth, and there's just this very frustrating gaslighting aspect of psychic phenomena and spirituality that is specifically geared to gaslight and confuse you. You have a lot of puppets and people who don't have their own original ideas acting like they do, when everything that they know or think they know, they read in a book, they were told. It's not anything they really know. So a lot of people don't know shit. Newsflash. But when it comes to psychic phenomena and ability, you have people gaslighting you, alluding indirectly and subtly that the supernatural isn't in the mundane. And so it's very easy for people to play off psychic phenomena as if it's just something in your head, when it's literally as normal as breathing. There's nothing there's nothing sensational about psychic phenomena than the culture that has ascribed to it. Now, in the old days, before there was an advent of technology and being able to discern stuff, you had superstitions, but you also still had ancient wisdom and a bunch of people who weren't as stupid as they somehow are now with more technology. It's crazy. But other than that, this really will speak to how psychic and magic you are, but have not been in a position to ground, because the world you existed in before this awakening was operating under a certain system that cannot run the programs of your extra super delicious magical self. And if you're a dude watching this, I did not just call you delicious. Now, hold on, I gotta remember. That was for you ladies watching. If you're a dude, you extra tough out here. You know what I'm saying? Forget this gender or whatever I'm doing, but I just have to make sure I'm not caught lacking in these streets. And once again, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna understand that now we've cleared and backlogged all this cap energy. You're coming back around to re-understand everything you know, but now these programs online are operatable. And now that your body and your mind and your spirit and your soul, which you all exist in unison, 3 in 1 or 4 in 1, have aligned collectively with everyone else awakening, you're going to very quickly and rapidly transform your understanding of basic to intermediate and advanced aspects of your reality that you've been living your whole life. You're going to understand things you've always done, but in so much more advanced ways. Aspects of telepathy, clairvoyance, claircognizance, super psychic abilities, natural abilities. This is going to transform your knowledge of yourself, because once we move into Libra, the moon in Libra, everything that you've now transformed in your understanding is going to be applied socially, where you're going to be showing socially to other people not only the value of this new understanding, but also the private raw thoughts that you developed when the moon was in Aries. So it's definitely very revealing, because moving forward, a huge element of how you're getting ready to express this supernatural aspect of your abilities relative to Saturn finishing out of Capricorn. And, you know, these programs not only fully being active, but you're charging this aspect of yourself. The moon's going to be opposite MFing Neptune, baby. The moon opposition to Neptune is going to ground into reality a lot of the metaphysical, abstract, nonsensical, unreal, but super real, eternal aspects of your reality subatomically into the material in ways that make sense. Okay, we have the grand Earth trine with Uranus in Taurus, Mars in Taurus, and then the moon in Virgo and Pluto in Cap. So this is a breakthrough period where you're putting it all together in a practical souffle of wizardry, practical wizardry that can enable you to define a cause-effect relationship between actions you take and what happens. Magic. But once again, this is transforming. The 8th house closing quincunx of Virgo to Aqua is transforming the knowledge of how you actually understand the higher aspect of yourself and how to bring it down here for real. Now, here's a one great tip. Fuck what other people think. Fuck what other people have to say. Okay? There's a difference between wisdom and taking in things that others say with a grain of salt and discretion, because only a fool thinks he knows it all. There's also a difference between that and giving a fuck what other people think who have no experience doing what you do. A lot of y'all are bridging shit that is unique to you, and here comes these unsolicited ass opinions that are only being presented because the expression of your own extraordinary self is intimidating to other people who don't wish to see you in this light because they can't manipulate or control you. They can't manipulate or feel better than someone who steps into the sense of who they are. And please keep in mind that as self-entitled and justified as individuals may feel, or social groups of people may feel, feeling the way they do about you, they never once ever had a heart-to-heart to come see you about it. This is where the integrity that they don't have does not match, the integrity that they lack does not match the justification or entitlement of their beliefs. And you're going to be exposing that all transit, but especially with this moon sign, give people that reality check. Okay? Reality check coming soon, by the way, and a special skit. But other than that, you really want to be mindful about how you bridge this unique sense of yourself with the world around you. Shit's gonna get paranormal, my friends, because the moon opposite Neptune is going to bridge the metaphysical astral realm that you can't really see with the physical reality of everything you can see. And this is going to really, based on your perception and intent, make a lot of wishes come true. Okay? And in many cases, especially for those of y'all on the twin flame journey or the sacred partnership path, a lot of you have been running in circles because you're desperately trying to get with someone that you've been with the whole time. Your attachment to some physical experience is blinding you to the higher nature of your connection, which exists way beyond this and is way more crucial than this. And you think you're missing out because you're tapping into it in the 7D, as if you're missing out on anything here in 3D. So you really want to be mindful that you're not waiting for something to happen. This also applies with what you're manifesting, what you're wanting. You're not going to the future. The whole concept of a future and a past is a fucking illusion. Like, this is all just one eternal now. And it's only through civilization that societies have agreed on measurements to denote time for cycles, because it's just efficient. But none of that shit is real. And this is where this moon in Virgo opposite Neptune is going to chop up into pieces the epistemological facet of what goes into you even considering you know anything. You are just but one individual amongst trillions of other entities, beings. There's trillions of galaxies. So the fact that you have a universe of knowledge within really makes you re-examine everything that you've been taught versus everything you know. A transit like this will kill everything you've been taught because it's all fucking bullshit. situationally and subjectively, it has its purpose. But according to you and this new world, the only thing you're bringing into this new world is the true knowledge of you. All that other shit you were taught is really other shit. And the more you're attaching to it, I mean, I myself am struggling with this too, because it's only everything we've ever known. Well, the whole purpose of killing that is to now, with new eyes, understand the knowledge that you've always had, the one that's been dismissed because it came from you and you don't know shit. You need to listen to what we tell you. Well, you're killing what we told you, and now you're listening to what you know. Not what you think you know, but what you know deep inside, that your real experience verifies through synchronicity. So this transit is preparing you to calibrate and transform your understanding of your higher celestial self, so that you could be aware of the programs that have been running your whole life. And once the moon goes into Libra, you're being paired with other people. You're connecting with that crush. But fuck crushes. You're connecting with the very important people you need to connect with, whoever that may be and in whatever context that may be. And all that starts now. Moon and don't sleep on Virgo, and don't sleep on the moon and Virgos. I love real magic. So if you love real magic, if you love that hoodoo shit, if you love that cause effect shit, just be very, very keenly receptive to every single detail, because you're being led, all right, on a magical adventure. And I want you to think of a magical adventure where you're traveling and coursing through different dimensions right now, but you only are you see it in a 3D realm. So you don't see the adventure, you feel it, and you have a spirit body that Neptune is guiding, but in your 3D realm, you feel like you're just here, but it's like you're being led physically to go there. And some of you grasp this concept that I'm saying, and let this be confirmation you're really doing it. So maybe in your 3D, there's a wall in front of you, and you're not going anywhere, but it's actually meaning something in the spiritual realm. That's the best way I can say it. I'm trying to ground 10th dimensional, 7th dimensional, 6th dimensional concepts in 3D. And some of you, most of you watching this, understand this concept way better than I do. I just hope that speaks to you, because this is going to be a way with the moon in Virgo. You work some feng shui to move energy here so that everything up, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, if there's anything you want to take from this, the main understanding of knowing you, your higher self, and everything you know is going to transform. And it comes at a sacrifice. You need to stop making fake science your God. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, not sorry. Fake science, fake news. Fuck fake news. There's always been fake news. But some of y'all are still sucking the dick of fake science because you've been peer pressured to. You don't want to be ridiculed by people who you've been learning along with. Okay? Everything that you think you know is third dimensional. It's not conclusive. There is not a single thing you've been taught. Most of the knowledge that you're taught comes from the old world and old way of thinking. It's research institutions that update this. It's still all bullshit. Everything that you think you know is inconclusive. There is not a single piece of conclusive knowledge that you know. Why it's being peddled as knowledge is anyone's guess. It's all theoretical. It's all theoretical. And so the Great Awakening, all right, that was ashy. The Great Awakening is awakening to the ash on your lip. No, the Great Awakening is awakening to a facet of yourself that cannot be copied, cannot be duplicated, is quintessentially you, is your own treasure, your own gold. I'm not talking about your own delusions, okay? The reason why it's real is everything that you have within also matches with reality, so you know it's true. And it is from here that you start and build this world around what you can consider truth and knowledge, not what we've been taught, okay? And I'm not going to say it's some conspiracy to blind us, even though there is a conspiracy to blind us with certain specialized knowledge. The whole facet of coming into information and trading it is what was necessary to get to this point, but we're in a new age now, and you can throw away all that fake-ass science. I'm sorry, B. It's just these same people teaching you that this science is real will tell you that astrology is a pseudoscience. Astrology is a pseudoscience. So keep that in mind. These people don't know shit. They just know what they've been taught. They just know what they calculate subjectively to their third dimensional perspective. So there's nothing that anyone knows conclusively. It doesn't mean that we can't make progress. It doesn't mean you have to know. It means keep that in mind before you listen to other people who don't know you about you. Keep that in mind of what people say about you who don't know you and don't even know your moon sign. You stay blessed as always.